What's up, deep thinkers? It's Robert from Existence First, and what I want to talk to you about today is my experience from last week doing the Ride Along program. Okay, this is a program where anybody can shadow a police officer for the entire shift. It's usually done by young people thinking of becoming a police officer. That was not my situation. I wanted to see things from their perspective. That's all. Um, but the experience itself was life changing. That's what I've been telling people, and it truthfully it was. You might say, "Oh wow, that's a pretty bold statement. Like it really changed your life." But remember, I bring to the table 8 years of working in mental health psychology, social services, not to mention studies, extensive studies in self help, right? Energy work, social dynamics, all of this stuff. Okay, so I came in observing this stuff at a deep level. Remember, existence first. This is, you know, we live in the depths here, deep layers, 3 layers deep. Okay, so I was not so much concerned about, oh yeah, who buys your uniforms, oh, the superficial stuff. No, I'm looking at the level of energy. What vibe, what energy are these officers giving off? What's the energy of the situation? Okay, it was a fantastic experience. I have respect for each and every one of them. I mean, I can't speak for the whole police force. I only had exposure to about five officers, and they were the five in my little district, the little group that I was assigned to, right? But here's what I mean with the vibes. Okay, each one of them had what I would call the ideal collection of vibes. So not just one, I mean like four or five. Okay, I wrote a few down, so I'm gonna go through them. Okay, first, there was a vibe in each one of those officers, a vibe of goodness. A vibe of goodness. What would be an example of that? That's the vibe that you feel when you see somebody helping an old woman cross the street. Okay? Picture that in your mind, you'll get a feeling and you'll say, okay, that's what goodness feels like. Okay? Now the beautiful thing is that it doesn't stop there, right? You can have a person that's like a really good person, but they get walked on, or they get walked over by everybody else, and they can't stick up for themselves, and they can't protect anybody, and it's just like, yeah, it's great that they're a good person, but see, unidimensional. What these officers had, it was the whole collection. So number two, there was a vibe of logic. So if if we know the criminal is in one of two backyards, we check this backyard, they're not there. Next step, check this backyard. It's like very, very linear thinking, very logical. Okay, it's very nice. Number three, I think we're on number three now. Um, there was a vibe of precision, and mostly when communicating, especially with dispatch, right? Because when dispatch and the officers communicate, there needs to be exact, clear communication, right? What you want to say, it needs to be said as clearly as possible, as concisely as possible, in such a way that it could not be taken two different ways, right? No words that have double meanings. Like, you know, even when they were like spelling license plates, right? They have these code words for each letter of the alphabet so that it's unmistaken. Wait, did you say B or D? B or D? Like, that doesn't happen because they have a whole system of communication. Even when describing layouts, right? Oh, District 1, District 2, right? Or, you know, uh, this side of the property, side A, side B. Like everything is labeled, everything is like, it reminded me of mathematics, because I have a background in math. And when you get to these high levels and you examine the definitions of like simple things like triangle, like what's the definition of a triangle? But if you actually like look it up, you're like, your mind is blown. You're like, whoa, like that's actually right. Like that's actually what a triangle is, but I never thought of it that way. Anyways, their communication is precise, right? Almost mathematically precise. Okay. Number four. This was an important one. Number four. Okay. Low level of reactivity. Low level of emotional reactivity. But I'm gonna make up an example here. Okay. Let's say they were driving their squad car. One of the tires blows out. They have a flat tire. This is the type of response that would happen from the officer. It would look like this. Hey, one of my tires blew out. I'm going to bring this car back to the station and switch out with a different car. That's what it would look like. It wouldn't be any of this. Oh man, come on, like, oh, nail in the tire, yeah. Oh man, like, not again, like, none of that. Okay, because, and again, I was only exposed to one group of individuals, but every guy in this group had that same groundedness of you don't need to react to things that don't deserve a reaction, and then that's very important. Especially, I can attest to that firsthand when dealing with people who may be emotionally like in a very agitated state. You need to be able to not take things personal and get worked up. Okay. Number five. There was a vibe of strength. There's a vibe of strength that we can handle these situations. Okay. There's a lot of unpredictability. A lot of unpredictability. You never know. You never know the severity of what could happen. Gunfire could happen on any call, right? And you don't know. But they have a system of backing each other up, supporting each other, and especially with being armed, and having the communication. There's a sense that they can overpower any situation that threatens social order. Like there's this sense of strength and this vibe of like, I may not be able to do it by myself, but with my other officers, or we'll take care of this city. We'll take care of it, right? And that's a very nice thing to have. That's something that is nice to know when you're going to sleep at night. That stuff goes wild out in the neighborhood. That it's going to get taken care of. Okay. So, anyways, these 5 vibes, and then why am I talking about these in a self-help podcast, or not a podcast, YouTube channel? Because I took a lot away from this. I mean, these are vibes that would benefit people if they could adopt those vibes. Talking about low emotional reactivity, the vibe of strength, being precise in your communication, like having a vibe of goodness. Like, man, this is quality stuff. This is good stuff. So where am I going to take this from now? I don't know, but I had to share that because this was my observation from 3 layers deep of what I observed, and again, respect to the officers, and yeah, keep thinking deep, keep putting your existence first. See you in the next one.